All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John. Casino Gaming TV from the Pro Craps channel here. By the way, my voice is a little shot today, as you may be able to tell here. I was at a concert last night with my kids. Actually drove down to Portland here from Seattle last night, and I got back at about 3 o'clock in the morning. So my voice is a little bit out, and I'm a little tired. So if I'm off my game today, I apologize in advance. But as always, I'm ready to get started here. So let's do our 4 rolls to glory here. Let's see if we can't get 4 rolls and make some quick money. And I think we'll do similar to what we did yesterday. We'll do, let's go with I'm gonna go a little higher inside today. Let's do 330 inside, back to that again. And we'll just do that plus some field action and call it an easy one today if we can. I'm gonna miss out on the 4 and 10 here on the inside, but we'll catch them on the field if that works out for us. There's our 330. And we'll go ahead and take the next $30 here or $20 here and put it in the field. We're going to work the puck on the box numbers. We're going to work the field the whole time. So if I start with a field number, we'll start out with a little bit of goodness here. If not, we'll burn that out and we'll just work the box. So let's get 4 rolls in, get warmed up, and see how we do here. I'm going to come out clean to a 5. So our point's going to be 5. We'll lose that field out of the gate, which is, whatever. Par for the course, I guess, for the first 4 rolls of my day. Point of 5. Let's get some inside hits here. Maybe we'll spread to the 4 and 10 and get on out. Here we go. Let's get them stacked up and we'll get them spinning. There's a 4-3-7. So right out of the gate, right? We lose our field in the first roll. We lose our insides on the second roll, and that's the kind of day it's going to be. Apparently. That's okay, though, because we're going to do some dark side play today. That is my plan. So that actually works out well. The dice are already doing what I want them to do, so I'm going to call that a little victory. So yeah, good morning, everybody. Let's get over here and say hey, hey, hey. Let's see, where's my screen? Yeah, there we go. Good morning. Good to see y'all. I actually was debating whether to do a show today at all or not, but I'm in rhythm. Just a matter about getting up and getting it done, right? So I'm, like I said, a little tired, but it is what it is. We had a great time last night. And by the way, I've got some quotes up throughout the day here. That'll be some lyrics from the band I went to see last night. If you know who the band was, drop it in chat. First person to guess where I was last night gets a prize. The prize is my undying respect. I don't know what to tell you. But drop it in there. If you recognize the lyrics from the band that I went to go see last night, then go for it. Let me know if some of these things resonate with you or not. I have a different taste in music than a lot of people do my age, especially. So we had an interesting time last night for sure. So quick set of announcements. And I forgot to announce last night. It's my bad on this one. I forgot to call out that Fantasy Craps was happening last night. So they had a session last night. It was Wednesday. Because I was on the road, I forgot to mention it. So I really owe Arnell and the gang a little apology for not promoting that show last night. But they did another live fantasy last night, which is going really good. We're getting a lot of viewership on that, which I don't know what they were getting before, but it looks to me like 75 or so people are watching between the live show and the replay of it, the Fantasy Craps, which is really kind of cool. Friday night fights, I did not talk to anybody yesterday. So I was rushed around. I don't know if we can play tonight or not. I'll check today if tonight or tomorrow night works better. As soon as the show's over, we're gonna go ahead and check out and see what's going on. But we'll get our new champion, Badger 87 Jim versus Rich T, and I gotta connect with them too and see what their schedules are like, and then we'll find a dealer. So maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow night. Hopefully the weirdness of me not knowing that doesn't impact your ability to watch them. So I'll let you know as soon as I can. Now that I've got the community tab here in YouTube, I can actually send you a message so you can read that if it comes out. Reminder that Craps Chat again next Sunday is Craps Chat, the Sunday following DiceCon. I think that's going to be. We may do another show, and I'll talk to Jeff. I'm not sure if Jeff is here. And Skill, I see Skill. Oh, they're both here. Jeff and Skill are both here. Good morning to both of you. I was thinking that the Craps Chat might end up being a lot of like how did DiceCon go kind of talk, which is important and interesting, but it might be it could dominate the whole show, right? So think about what you want to talk about for Craps Chat. If we want, we can do like a DiceCon recap kind of a show and have a bunch of us on and do a separate, like just hour or so just talking about how DiceCon went. That way we leave Craps Chat open for a topic that you all want to actually dig into. So again, we haven't talked about this. I'm just now thinking of it. So let me know if you want to do that. We can schedule kind of a DiceCon recap sort of thing next week and leave Craps Chat as what it should be. And that's up to you all, of course, just throwing the idea out there to see how that would work for you. Okay. Yeah, that's it for that, for the announcements. The thing I want to talk about next is, what's next? It's Craps for the Cure. No new word here yet on what's happening with Craps for the Cure. We're going to talk, Ian and I are going to talk tonight. We have to get some things settled out. We got to get on a phone call with Steve and a phone call. We're going to do a Zoom call with everybody who wants to kind of help out. So if you're in Discord and you're in the Craps for the Cure channel in Discord, let's chat today. Let's try and get some schedules figured out. And if you all can do a Zoom call later on today or tonight even, then Ian and I will get together and we'll talk to you all on that. So that's going to be announced in Discord when that's going to be. So if you want to be part of that, jump in Discord and let us know. So there's that. Again, still talking about what we're going to do there. I've got some ideas. Again, I think the YOLO, the Pass the Rack will be the two big winners. We've got to figure out, for someone like Brian from White Craps Shoes, who I see you here. Brian, good morning, by the way. Brian wants to participate in the Crapsathon, but he's in Hawaii. Obviously, he can't come to our casino and show up and do it. So we got to figure out a way to do like some simulcasting from Brian and from Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps. How do we get Jeff's feed from his house and Brian's house pumped into the casino feed that we're going to be doing? So we got to figure the technical piece of that out. It shouldn't be any harder than it was or than it is to get you to join a show. But I want to make sure that that's going to be right, proper, allowed, all that kind of stuff. So logistical things to start happening soon, hopefully. So there's that. All right. What else is happening in the world of craps? Not much. We're going to get some dark side action in today. I wanted to keep today's show nice and simple if I could, because I kind of figured that I was going to be a little tired today. Excuse me. So we're going to play some 555 don't. We're going to play some basic don't. And if you recall from the interview I did with Greg the other night, this basic 555 don't is a quarter. It's 5-to-6 ratio. So it's 25 on the don't pass and a $6 or a 6 unit or $30 odds on every number. Part of the reasoning behind the ratio there is he wants to lessen his odds on the 4 and 10 and increase his odds on the 6 and the 8, because when you lose on the 4 and 10, the odds, it takes you 3 rolls to get back to square, where the 6 and the 8 can make up for some of that stuff. You end up making more money over time betting against the 6 and the 8 than the 4 and 10, believe it or not. So that's the impetus behind why he does it that way. I was talking to Skill and Luck Dial-In the other night about some options on this thing. Maybe we incorporate a little bit of the Andre into it, where Greg plays the Andre at a 2-to-1 ratio. We can do the Andre at a smaller ratio, like a 25 on the, or 30 on the pass and 25 on the don't. So a $5 spread, which means your odds have more power. So that's an option we can explore, but we're going to go ahead and play the 555 don't for a while. That's why I said I'm glad that we did the early 7 there. That bodes well for today for sure. But we're going to try some stuff. We're going to mess with it a little bit as we go. We're going to play it like normal. I will probably parlay come out winners. I like to do that when I get a freebie, the 2 or the 3 on the come out. I like to just stack that thing up and just take that as free money. If you can get the don't pass bet through the come out phase, which is why the Andre exists, you can get the don't pass bet through the come out, you're going to be a 60% winner on average with the flat bet. So if they're going to give me a free one, I'm stacking that thing up. So that's one thing we'll make. So we'll forego some maybe free profits, right? Those that kind of cancel out the 11s, we're going to take those and make those a double winner if we can. We may half press the base bet after a win. We'll see about that. I may do it in $5 increments. I want to get more flat bet action. I love my flat bet don't action if we can do it. And we might not take odds on the 4 and 10. If I'm not doing the Andre, I may try this without taking 4 and 10 odds. We may just leave those go. And think about this. The flat bet don't against the 4 and 10, you're basically a 66% chance or favorite to win that bet, and you're getting even money for it, right? So very rarely are you a 2-to-1 favorite and getting paid even money. So I think that's one of the more powerful bets in the house. Let's leave it stand. Let's not throw more money after that, and we'll try the 4 and 10 without odds See how it works out. And then maybe some new directions we might jump into. We'll see how the day goes. But, I like, me, I love the Butterberg. And the Butterberg and the 555 don't work well together, right? You've got enough action out there that you can play a quick inside or across and get out, 1 hit and down, 2 hits and down and be done with it. That's a fun thing to try. We may do the field on the come out. I love the field bet on the come out with the don't pass. You get some extra juice on the craps numbers. It covers you on the 11. Sometimes you get paid as the number gets set. Of course, you've got your 14 ways to lose up top and your 6 ways to lose on the 7. So you're upside down probability standpoint wise. But when it does pay, it's awful nice to get paid on the way out the door. So we'll do a little bit of that, and we may try the smaller Andre spread. We'll see how time goes. Right. Let me get rolling in here, and we'll see how time goes, and we'll sort of play along with some of these ideas as we go. So with that said, I'm going to go jump here. I see some things in chat that I want to hit on before we jump to the table, and I see that Midmoyo is asking, can donations be made that can be auctioned off for money for the cure? Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm not sure if you were around, if you attended the Craps-a-thon we did last year. So the last year's Craps-a-thon, we had a donations page up, which did well. We had, I think, about $2,000 in donations on the donations page, maybe a little more than that. But we auctioned off a bunch of stuff. Dice Grinders gave us hats and chips to auction off. We had shirts that I had special shirts printed up with my logo on them. We auctioned those off. Big AZ donated a day with him. So one of our subscribers, Tito, went down to Arizona and spent a whole day golfing and playing craps with Big AZ, which was really cool. Jeremy from Color Up, he donated, and nobody bought it, but he donated his old layout, like the actual Color Up craps table layout that he used to have before he changed it out. He donated that to the thing. And nobody bid up enough money to make that a sale. But yeah, we're gonna do some bidding donations. So if you have things you want to donate to the auction, great. El Toro had a crystal with his logo on it made just for the DiceCon, or just for the Craps-a-thon. And that thing went over auction too. So we're gonna have like kind of an auction bidding thing, as well as regular donations, as well as the matching stuff at the casino. There's lots going on there. So there you go. Hawaii crap shooters. Okay, I will make that deal for you. Okay, I'll make the deal. If my YOLO, I'm saying it on live TV, if my YOLO wins in Vegas, if I can turn the $64 into $5K, I'll buy you a plane ticket to my casino. You got to pay for your own hotel. I'll buy you a plane ticket to get over here. Fly you out here for the Craps-a-thon. That would be great. So y'all have to root for me now, right? The YOLO's going to win. Bringing Brian over. That's what's going to happen. Cool. All right. Yeah. Old number 7, novel idea, 4 time without odds, red light, green light kind of a thing. Yeah. Let's see if it works. Let's see if this works. There's a little bit of interesting math behind this, how this plays out. And it comes down to your losers, right? Greg talks a lot about, on the Don't Pass, about the odds bet covering the losses. Like he looks at the odds as the way to mitigate losing on the 7 or 11, which is interesting. I think that by attacking where you have the advantage without putting a whole bunch of extra risk out there, it makes a lot of sense. We talked in the Andre session with Greg, the big Andre, where you've got a 2-to-1, $50 pass, $25 don't pass. To make any money at all on the 4 and 10, you got to put $250 out there. That's a huge jump out of your rack. Whereas a flat don't, I think, is the best bet going. So there that is. All right, let's go roll some dice. My my throat's starting to hurt a little bit. So again, apologies for the voice quality that you're getting here from me. But let's do this. Let's go back to the table, and hopefully you can see my rack. And what I've got in the rack here right now, at the first part of the session here is going to be this. I've got let's count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sets, 10 shooters worth of that, which is going to be a $25 don't pass, followed by $30 in odds. We'll play the basic 555 don't for a few shooters. Okay, we'll start after a couple of shooters. We're going to start doing the modified odds. We'll take the odds off the 4 and 10. We'll see what happens. Watch it play out and see how this thing feels. Then we'll start thinking about ways we can get this bet through, because again, getting that bet through is the hardest part. The don't pass is a 50-50 winner over time, because this bet gets its ass kicked most of the time. This is a 20% chance of getting this thing beat, which kind of sucks, because once you're in this spot, you're the favorite. But getting to become the favorite, you got to pay a price. The price is the 7 and 11 here. So we may look at ways to mitigate some of this thing here as we go, but that's the basic plan. We'll do it for a few shooters. We'll see how we do. And then we'll start running in some extra, kind of juice and getting some different bets going here. But for now, excuse me, let's get started and we'll just let the dice do what the dice are going to do. And we'll come out here and see if we can avoid the come out losers. If we can avoid come out losers, we're going to be in great shape. And here's that case. There's a 2-1-3. And actually, let me I got to pull the dice tracker thing over here so I can put these numbers in for you. There's that 2-1-3. And again, for me, when I get a come out winner on the don't, I immediately stack it. Like, to me, that's a no-brainer. We stack up the win on this thing every time. It's quote unquote, it's profit, but it's free money. That gets me, if I can get that bet through, now I'm a 2-1 favorite with a double-sized bet with only 1 unit at actual risk. Love it when this happens, especially early in my game. Here we go, coming out, and we go to a 9, 6-3, 6-3-9. That'll be our point, and we're dropping the right amount of odds. We're not going to change our odds play because this is high, right? The 6-to-5 ratio means this could be $60 in odds. Okay, we had earmarked 30 for the shooter. Technically speaking, out of my rack, I'm at 5 to 6. This is just extra juice that the casino gave us. So let's hope that we can make that juice sweet and pay good. There's a 4-1-5. So nothing yet. Where's the 7 that I threw earlier when I need it, right? There's a 3-1-4. There's a hard 6. 3-3 hard 6. And I haven't mentioned this in a while, by the way. Talk about fear of missing out while we're at it. A lot of times, and I've done this strategy a few times. I know Mike from On Point Craps has done it too. It's fun to do a little bit of marching soldier. When you're on the don't and you're bored, because this can be boring, you can get some FOMO. If you can grab the soldier and march it all the way through, pretty fun way to make a bunch of money if you catch a miracle. And for $5 or table minimum, that miracle is actually kind of fun to do. I didn't do it here, but we had a 4 earlier. It's fun to kind of try this. Again, it's a very cheap thrill running that through there. So maybe later on we'll give it a shot. The 6 has been marked. There's a yo 11, 6-5 mid-mo yo. 3-2-5. So we have our first number that's repeated, I think. And there is Big Red, 4-3. So 4-3-7. Okay, and the way this pays, of course, our flat don't bet is going to get paid $50. That's fantastic. The odds over here against the 5 and 9, 30 pays 20. You can get paid 25 for 5 and bring all that back. So as a result of parlaying that win, we walk out of there with, we'll take back our odds bet and our flat bet, and we're up $100. If you look at it that way, we're up up $95. Not bad for the first shooter, and we can bring this back to the rack. We'll leave the quarter out there. I'll bring this and put this up in the front. I'll actually take this quarter and I should have just kept the nickels. We'll get the nickels for it. And here is our next odds bet. Here's our profit. So we're actually already up $75, which is pretty sweet. And what you can do if you feel like it, again, rack management up to you. I can take a green, and a red, which is what each shooter looks like. Drop it right back here in the shooter part of my rack. My rack this is my initial bankroll, which means all of this here. This is $40 plus 30, it's 70, plus that's 95. That's all profit, right? You can be done. You have $500, you have $100 in profit. You could be home right now. That could be the end of your day, and you're rocking it pretty hard. That's kind of cool. Okay, the don't pass plays that way. Sometimes it'll burn you down into here before you see anything. Sometimes you can catch it quick and you can be done. 20% in and out, right? Pucks off. Back down to flat bet size. This strategy, the Greg strategy, does not increase the flats. You know me, I like my don't pass parlay. I like to increase the flats when I think I'm on not a run, but I want to catch 2 in a row. I'm going to go a little bit bigger down here. So me, at the very least, what I would probably do is take a red chip, just get some additional juice down there. Go from 25 to 30, from 30 to 35 as we go. Greg will keep it the same and mark his wins off over time. Just keep it sane. So let's come back out again. New number. There's a 4, 2, 6. So here's this interesting spot, right? 4, 2, 6. Now we've got here the advantage to us on the 6 from the don't side is a 55% advantage. Okay, the 6 or the 8 has a 45% chance to win against the 7. There's 5 ways to win, or 5 ways for these to roll, 6 ways for the 7 to roll. That's 11 outcomes that we care about. 11 outcomes. 5 bad, 6 good, right? So 5 into 11, or 11 divided by 5 rather, is 45%. We have a 55% chance to win this bet here. It's a good bet. A lot of folks run away from the 6 or the 8. A lot of folks will say, hammer the 6 and the 8. This is your chance. You're still the better bet than this guy is. This is the time to really go here and go full odds, go max, go 6x the flat bet and really attack this thing. This is where you're gonna make your money on the don't versus these two, okay? We're gonna play this thing flat straight like Greg would do, but know that that's an option for you, is that here, we may lose the bet, but when this thing wins, the payout there is good enough that you should attack it. So let's go. Next one coming here, that is gonna be a 5-1 mixer. So right out of the gate, that bet goes down. That'll happen. That'll happen. Let's get this out of here. So we basically throw back what we won last time, but we can still basically play. Not for free. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the next shooter clean out of the rack here, leave our profit rack set. We'll try and rebuild. Let's come back out with the new point. Did I mark the 6? I did. Here we go. There's a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 pays me, says Larry Casper. Whatever happened to Larry, by the way? Jeff was asking about Larry Casper. I haven't seen him or heard from him in forever. He goes in spurts where he puts a bunch of videos out. I like him. I like Crappy the Craftsman. He's one of my favorites. Again, another one of those guys where if you had a chance to go grab a drink with a guy, he's a guy you'd want to call and sit down. I would love to have a barbecue day with him and have some. Oh, I'm not on a point yet. He'd be a fun guy to hang out with, for sure. There's the 6, 4, 10, easy 10. Now let's try this out, okay? 6, 4, 10. Let's save our odds. Let's not go out there with our odds against this 10. Let's let the 10 and 4 play strong against the flat right here, right? That's a 60 or 66% chance that this bet wins, right? And you're a 2 to 1. You're basically a 2 to 1 favorite down here on the flat bet. There's no need to put extra money against a bet you're already a huge favorite on and dilute it. So let's leave this here, no odds on the 4 and 10. Let's try the no odds 4 and 10 kind of program and see how it works out for us. Here we go. There's a 4, 2, 4, 2, 6, 2 by 4, the lumber. There's a 5 and a 4, that's a 9. While I'm throwing here, it's funny, we're talking about the other couple days, we talked about, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee here. We talked about qualifications of shooters. I've gotten so many emails and comments on that video. It's like very controversial, more than I thought it was gonna be. It was just interesting. That video and the one where I broke down the roles, ton of passion on that subject for whatever reason. One guy said to me, and you get a lot of the dice control piece of that, right? If you're thinking you can control the dice, then qualifying shooters make sense. One guy said, in 2 breaths, dice control is BS, and in the other breath was said, you're throwing the dice from too close, you're not randomizing them enough. Okay, so I have an official casino alligator back wall. If I'm here, I'm throwing them hard. If I'm not randomizing them enough, that means that there's a way to not randomize them, right? So people have said that to me before, like I'm not throwing randomly enough because I'm not throwing hard enough, like Greg does. If that's the case, if you can throw easy enough to not randomize them, then is there something to it? I don't know. Those kind of comments always crack me up. Here we go, coming through. That's another one, 4, 2, 6. 426. Another 426. Wow. As I say, I'm not randomizing them enough. I get 2 of the same in a row. There's 3 6s out of the last 4 rolls, by the way. 1, 2. Actually, if I go back in that history, I go 6 6 3 10 6 9 6 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6s in the last 8 rolls. If such things matter to you, there's another one. There's a 5-1 mixer. 5-1. That's 6 6s in the last 8 or 9. Wow. Wow. If you can see the chart, look at the chart. Well, you can't see the chart. I'm seeing the chart of outcomes has the 6 like a big old middle finger. It's very, very interesting. Let's see what we got here. 5, 3, 8. Easy 8. 5, 3, easy 8. And there's the hard 10. The hard 10, the 5, 5, hard 10. So we're going to lose down here. We're losing 1 chip. We were up at 2 units because we got that early, that easy win out of the 1, 2, 3 on the way out. So our loss to our rack is 1 unit, not the end of the world. But again, had we jumped a bunch of odds out here, the 4 and 10, the volatility of odds against the 4 and 10 make that a tough play, and you do hit them, especially when I'm in the zone like I'm in right now with the rolls. So let's come back out. We're going to be a shooter down now. We're going to actually, oh no, we're still, I guess, playing over here. So right back out. New point coming. 6, 4, 10, right back on it. 6, 4, 10. And again, we'll leave it be. No odds on the 10 and 4. Let the flat bets rain. There's a 5, 4, 9. There's a 4, 3, 4, 3, 7 out. 4, 3, 7. So we'll take our win. We'll be happy with the win and move on to our next one. So we'll leave the flat bet out there. I'll bring the win back to the rack. What we're going to need here is our 30 bucks in odds. Again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units in the rack, 9 shooters in the rack. So essentially, if we were to put these 2 here, there's our 10 shooters, 15, 40 bucks in profit. That's where we stand. Again, good to get a gauge of that. Let's pull up our odds for the next play here. I'll keep this over here. This time coming out, let's go ahead and grab a small field bet. We'll do a little bit of a less. I'll take the reds. We'll, as Vince says, put your chump change in the field. So we'll do that. We'll come in the field on the way out. And if we can grab a field number here, we'll get a little bit of extra juice. This 15 would turn into 30 that becomes our odds. We can get some extra free odds, I suppose you could say. If we can hit a field number coming out, that's kind of cool to use that in that way. Or we can leave it in the field and do a little bit of a field run. Let's see what happens. There's a perfect. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 3. Now we're ahead of the game here, right? The 2, 1, 3 has paid us now 3 times on the don't pass. 1 time we hit it. 1 time we lost it. To be determined what happens here. This is going to pay in the field 30 bucks. We have a choice in the field. We can leave this out here and let that thing smoke, right? Let this thing just ride itself out. Make it a quarter if we want to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and take a nickel back. Leave the 15 out there. Let's stack it up. Leave 30 bucks out there. We can get a second field hit. Then hell yeah, right? We'll go ahead and we'll use that money for good. We may use that as our odds and have a free flat and some free odds working for us. This would be kind of cool if it happens. Let's see what we get. We didn't get it. 5, 2, 7. That's what always happens, right? You get cocky, right? Come out 7 is the first time we've lost on it here. That'll happen to you on the don't. It's a risk. But again, what's our actual risk? The initial quarter was our risk, and the 15 bucks was our risk. This and this, it was a aggressive profit play that we made. We could have taken back 40 bucks in profit to our rack, right? We could have, been greedy and taken it back. I was greedy the other way and tried to turn that into something extra. And I think sometimes not the worst play in the world. Okay, let's come back out. The 7 was marked. Yes, it was. Back against the 8, 5, or a 6, 2, 8 rather. A 6 and a 2. Onto the 8 we go. Here's our odds for the 8. And I think at this point, we are back to where we started the day. We have 9 shooters here. We have 1 shooter in action. We burned up our profit from earlier trying some different things. It's fine. Table's a little bit chop. It's okay. What do we have there? A 6-5 yo. That doesn't mean anything to us. 6 and a 5. There's the 1, 2, 3. We're throwing a lot of those today. 1, 2, 3. And there's a midnight. 6, 6. And there's the 7, 6, 1. So this table is really choppy today. 6, 1, 7. It's okay. I mean, you know, chop, make money in the chop if you're hitting it on stride. So here we're going to make 25 flat and 25 against 30 for the 8 on the odds. We'll come back. We've got, again, our odds are ready to go. I'm $5 short of being whole in the back row of the rack. So again, I'm not going to progress this bet. We're not playing it that way. I don't have any chump change to throw in the field. I'm not going to invest extra, but we'll take mental note of the field winners on the come out. There's a 3 and a 3, hard 6. That's your new point. Oh, I forgot to put the odds out there. Sorry. The odds are going out. I don't even know what the dice are. I'm not looking. It'll be a surprise. The odds are, it's a 6-5 yo. Didn't matter. So that can actually be bridged like that. 6-5. All right, here we go. Come on. 3, 1, 4. 3, 1, 4. There's a 9, a 6, and a 3. 6 and a 3. That makes 9. Excuse me. There's a 5. 3, 2, 5. Now, just so you know, if we were doing the marching soldier, we hit the 4. Now we've hit the 5. The 6, of course, would take all of our money. What I would do in the soldier, if I was on a point, I would just skip the point and go to the 8. So we can say we've marched from the 4 to the 5. My money would move to the 8 in this case. Let's just, for grins, see if we can get this thing through. Hopefully we can bypass the actual point here and not get a hit on that. There's a hard 4, 2, 2. Mike from On Point Craps, you're 2, 2. And there's the 7, 4, 3, 7. So pretty cool. What's interesting is we beat the 8 and we've beaten the 6 down here on the don't, and the 10's the one that beat us. Interesting, right? So all that can come back, and here the rack now is right. There's our 10 shooters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 75 in profit. There's 100 in profit. So we battled back pretty quick, right? We had 100 in profit before. We made a little bit extra. We were down a whole shooter in our rack, and we've battled back to another $100. Notice, like the don't pass, you can get a bad run, right? No question, we can get a bad run of a bunch of points being hit. Totally happens. But by and large, we haven't really been passed here. We haven't burned more than 1 or 2 shooters as we've kind of gone through this thing. So there's that. Let's go ahead and mix it up just a little bit. And why don't we start now progressing the wins by just a tad. By just a tad. We're not going to go crazy with it, but I'm going to get quarters for that, or nickels for that quarter. And let's go out now at 30. Let's take a $30 don't. Okay, instead of a $25 don't. We'll take a little bit of the win that we got and reinvest it just to get, it's not a lot of juice, but you know, 2 or 3 or 4 of these things in a row can get that bet up to $50 from wins. Let's do that instead of a full parlay. We'll still keep the 30 in odds down here as a play. Okay, we'll do a couple more shooters like that, and then I may go a little bit of do we don't, and we'll see how that works out. Okay, here we go. Pucks off, dice are out. Excuse me. My throat is killing me. There's the 516. 516, that's going to be the new point, I think, on the roll tracker. Yep, new point. All right, let's get it. Okay, so we're at 30 to win 25 on the odds, 30 to win 30 on the flat. So again, the flat bet is getting its power increase, which again, I love that flat bet against whatever number we have up here. So there's our 6 point. We hit it immediately. 3-3, hard 6. First time we've gotten beat by one of the easy ones, right? So again, we're gonna have to fight a little bit. Not a big deal. We go back down to our base level, which will be a quarter down here. I do have quote unquote chump change. Even though I'm down in my rack, I got a little bit of chump change. Let's put the reds in the field as we're coming out. Again, no rhyme or reason to when we do that. Just I've got some extra red sitting there. Let's just go ahead and do it. Here we go, coming out. Heart 8. Heart 8, fire 4-4, heart 8. The field gets taken. We're gonna go right back out there with our core set of odds. We'll actually bridge those. Mark the 8. 8's marked on the roll tracker, it is. Immediate PSO, 6-1. 6-1-7. So we got beat last time on the 6. Essentially, we're right back at it. We got back what we lost. The 6 and 8 are very powerful when they hit down here. They're very, very powerful. And there's, again, our rack is reset. We lost a quarter. We have 3 units in profit still. So they cost us a quarter that last little session there, but we're still good in the rack. We're still making money here. And again, the don't pass is not fireworks. It's not exciting. It's a grind, right? Greg will be the first to tell you this is a grindy way to play, and it is what it is. All right. So following the pattern, we got to win. Let's grab some nickels. Let's go to 30 with that win. We're going to need 30 for the odds. I can take the 15 and rock the field. Let's see if we can't get a little quick field parlay coming out here. So far, it's not been so good to us. There's another 6. So the field play today ain't working so well. 5-1 mixer there. So we'll lose this, but it's a fun little gambit to try. And again, like, you know, if I'm channeling my inner Vince Armenti, it's like, get rid of your reds, put them in the field. You can't buy a house with red chips. That's what he says. So we're on the 6. Point is going to be 6. Oh, sorry. Odds are out, by the way. And we get an 8, 6-2-8. And we'll just mark up the marching soldier and see if we can't get it. Just for following grins. Oh no, 4-2-6. The 6 is getting hot. 6 is getting hot. We're gonna lose up in there. So that's a bummer. Didn't pay out that time. So again, the premise behind, right? Going up here with the 6 on the odds. It's gonna eventually it'll cover itself up. So let's do it again. Let's mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna change things just a tad, and because I know hybrid play is whatever. It's people have a real annoyance with hybrid play. Why don't we just demonstrate it and see what hybrid play can look like in a situation like this, right? We can go out there just so you can see how you can set it up and do your math, right? Just so you can kind of potentially do like a Butterbergy kind of a thing while you're here on the don't, okay? And I just want to showcase how it works. We're going to go ahead again with our same base flat bet. We'll come into the marching soldier here in a minute. Let's come out. Oh, I did mark the 6. Okay. Coming out to another 6. Boy, the 6s are super hot today. Man. Okay. On a point of 6, we're going to put the odds out there. Now, we know this is going to pay us $50, right? We get a 7 out here. That's going to pay $50. You could take some money. We'll take 50, but we're not going to use all of it. I'm going to get a bunch of nickels here. We'll get 50 in nickels. And we can actually go like 5, 8, and 9 for $10 each. So we'll go 32 on the inside. So we'll take back $18 in change to the rack. And let's go 32. And for grins, we'll take 1 or 2 of those hits and bring them down, right? This is going to get rid of some of that fear of missing out that some people have. And if you're getting some rolls in here, it helps, right? Take 1 or take 2. If we lose the 32, we're going to win 50. That's great. You could lose on the 6 and, get really hurt here, but what the hell? Let's look at how this can work and play through. Get a couple of rolls here. We'll pull it down and call that good. So there's our new point. It's going to be 6. Here we go. It's going to be aces. Haven't seen aces yet today. It's the first time we've seen a set of aces. There's the aces, 1 and a 1. Here we go. There's the 4, the hard 4. So again, soldier time, the 4 hits have moves to the 5, right? 2-2 hard 4. The OPC, there's a 5 and a 4, that's a 9. 5, 4, 9. That'll pay 15 for 1. 1 out of the rack. to the bank, 15 bucks coming in. Butterberg style of play, take it with you, right? Bring that thing right back to your rack, take it home. That actually represents a quarter coming into the rack. So we can take that back in and sort of start, running for cover as these things come in. So we're actually in good shape. Those two bets at 22 bucks, I just took back 14. These bets are lower and lower risk as we go. Let's mark the 9. Did I mark the 9? I did. Okay. 9 repeats. 549. Or I'm sorry, 639. There's the 6. Boy, that's a bummer. The six now has hit us down here 2 times. We tried a little bit of hybrid there, and the don't pass ends up being the one that gets beat, which is a shame. I would have loved to hit one of these and got it covered, but we didn't. All right, here we go. Back out again. Onto the don't. Of course, those are going to be off. We're still here on the 5 with the marching soldier, but the bet is not working. Wow, look at that. How many 6s have we rolled today? You talk about clustering numbers. Holy crap, the 6 is clustered like no other today. I've had to have rolled twice the amount of 6s that I should have rolled today. And even so, in the face of danger, we're going to come out and drop the odds on that 6 because that's the play. That's the core way to play. And again, we'll leave these 2 bets up. We're still butterberging them down, essentially, getting rid of them as we go. 314. All right. Oh, the soldier was already there. He's on the 5. We have him 7 down. 314. Get that 5 to hit, huh? Oh, I didn't mark the 6. I'm sorry. 516 and now a 314. So we have a new point. What is going on there? I didn't mark the 6 from before. I'm sorry. I messed up the roll tracker. I have to go back. We hit a 6 and then we hit the 6 again. 8, 8. Oh, shoot. I messed up. Darn it. I think I messed up. We had a 4, 2, 6 and then a 5, 1. I think I missed the roll earlier. Right now the point again is 6. Sorry about that. I definitely messed up on the roll tracker. So one of those 6s is a bad one, I know. 314. I don't know which one of these 6s is wrong. So whatever the end result is, 1 less 6 than I have typed in there. I think I missed the roll earlier. So that's my bad on that. I'm sorry that I didn't get it right. There's a 4 or a 617. So here's the case where we lose a little bit in here, but we're going to make it back down on the end or down on the line by beating the 6 this time. Okay, so one of these quarters gets chewed up by what we just lost up in here. So you still walk away with a quarter. And this is the hybrid, like the anti-hybrid argument is this. These bets chew up that bet, right? One of these quarters is covered the 22 we had up here. So it dilutes the win that you got by beating the hardest number you can beat. So there's a case to be made, of course, against this, right? And again, you're picking up the small wins in here as you're waiting for that. The idea behind doing this is pick up a couple of little $15, $20 wins, get that stuff out of there, and let the 7 play strong later. So, all right, puck's off. The roll track or the marching soldier tracker is off. We'll do one more shooter here, and we'll call it because of time. So let me get the base bets out there again. I'm going to go ahead. What the hell? Let's do another $15 field bet. We're going to make our don't pass 30 because we won. So we're going to do 1 unit bump down there. We'll drop the chump change into the field, and we'll get our next point established. Hopefully we get something in the field here. Every time so far, that's been a bad bet. Some days this system right here is like every single time the field hits the thing. Today, not so much. Today, this has been a complete waste of money and time. Again, not a mathematically based good way to play. Sometimes this just happens to work when you're on the don't, and you get one of those rhythm kind of days like that, and you just do it, and she's all good. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get nickels for that quarter. Let's come back out here with our odds. Not even, obviously. Odds on the 8. We've got a couple nickels in here. Now, again, I'll do the right side play on the inside. We'll, again, do 32 inside. So $25, $30, $2 on the inside. It'll reduce our potential profits, of course, but let's play it out and see if we can't make some, get lucky in here, get a couple of these things to pay off for us before we get out of here. All right, point is 8. A little bit of action on the inside here, just very, very light action. We'll be on the 4 for the marching soldier. I'm gonna get our rack kind of reset here as I can. We're definitely down money. That last little gambit cost us. The 6 getting beat twice cost us. So what? Here we go. My voice is just killing me. 639, so that'll pay 14 bucks. And come down. So again, we'll use the Butterberg method of taking the hit and coming back to base. Get it off the table. So it's one hit and you're out on those things. There's the 527. So again, same as last time, right? We're gonna get paid a 30 for our flat bet because we had 30 bucks on it. We'll get paid 25 on the odds against the 8. We beat the 6 and 8 twice in a row, which is fantastic. But we're gonna lose up in here, right? So again, these right side gambits end up costing you a little bit of cash. We had $32 out here, we won 14 out of that. So essentially that odds win ends up paying for these bets up here, which, you know, to be noted, that's, you know, that's not great. But again, if you can catch a couple, it's like, you know, a little bit of poker money. All right, here we go. Let's get the rack reset. See where we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're down a little bit. There's shooter number 9. Shooter number 10 is in play. There's our 35 bucks plus what's coming here for odds. So we're gonna go ahead and get this rolling. I've got, let's see, a quarter here plus a nickel. That's gonna be our odds play. So effectively speaking, we have a little bit of profit in here to roll with. So let's get the 7 marked up. Last point of the last point run here of the day before I go to my day job. 6, 4, 10. 6, 4, 10 on the end. 6 and a 4. Again, no odds on the 10. We're gonna let the flat bet sing. We're gonna let the flat bet sing. We're gonna actually forego the odds completely. We're not gonna go inside. We're gonna let this bet just ride itself out. We could take the 32 bucks and do the actually we can do, what the hell? We can do 25. Not quite enough to do all of them. Let me get nickels here. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and hybridize it one more time. Let's get what we can. Let's get the 6 and the 8. And we'll take just the 9. I'll keep the nickel in the rack for safekeeping. Okay. We may get 1 or 2. The 10 I like because it takes a while. It takes a while to hit a 10. Hopefully we can avoid it. In the short term, there's the 4. Cool. Marching soldier goes to the 5. And again, I'm not really playing both of these. I'm just saying if you were playing the soldier, this is where it would go. So if we can catch it, that's great. I didn't put the number in, did I? 3, 1, 4. This is a 6, 5 yo, which doesn't do anything for us. So there's a 6 and a 5. Ooh, boy, look at that. There's the aces. Aces, 1, 1. So now we're in a case where we had the 4, the yo, the 4, the yo, and the aces back to back to back in the field. Hard 6, 3, 3, hard 6. Cool. That pays 14 bucks. And again, in Butterberg fashion, Dantana, bring that back with us. We'll take the 1 hit, bring that thing back to the rack. There's a 4, 1, 5. Sweet. The marching soldier gets paid and goes to the 6, 4, 1, 5. There's the 6. Look at that. Marching soldier gets paid on the 6 and moves to the 8. That's a 4, 2, 6. Let's get that 8 to hit, shall we? Oh, we did it. Look at that. 6, 2, 8. Wow, look at this. 6, 2, 8. And here, the 8's going to pay again. We'll do 15 for $1. We'll bring it back to our rack. And now the soldier moves to the 9. Look at this. Marching soldier moves over to the 9. That's interesting, isn't it? If the 9 happens to pay here on this marching soldier, that's going to actually look pretty stout. This is, at this point in the marching soldier, you would have on this 9 right now about 400 bucks by parlay. You're at 400 bucks on the 9 by now. that 9 pays off. We're in good shape here. So let's see if we can't get a side bet to be exciting for us. 5-1 mixer. 5-1. No such luck yet. There's another yo. 6 and a 5. 6-5 yo. Mid-mo yo. 5-3 8. I love when the 10 is the point or the 4. I love you either get a quick 7 on these things or you get this where you're just playing forever. And if you're an inside person, inside better, that works out really well. I mean, it's nice to get a couple of hits while you're waiting for that thing to come. I know there's nothing to it mathematically speaking, but it just, from a feel standpoint, that's what seems to happen. 3-2-5. Another 8, a 6 and a 2. 4-1-5 again. 4-1-5. Pretty good little run right here, huh? Give me that 9. Can I get a 9? 3-1 or a 2-1-3 rather. 2-1-3. Ah, we didn't get it. Darn it. It would have been nice to have gotten that 9 and see the soldier get to the 10. But that's okay. We're going to get paid on our flat bet at the bottom there, $35. Okay, we'll lose 10. So the net of that is that the $10 there goes away. But we did take a couple of hits on the inside. You know, we picked up a couple nickels, as PJ would say, in front of that steamroller. And let's see where the rack ends up. Right, we're going to be, I think, probably dead even in our rack is my guess. There's going to be our 10th shooter. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shooters. And this will be profit. There's not a lot of profit here because we burned a bunch, right? And we'll talk about where we burned it. Some of it was burned knowingly. That's going to be 2 quarters. And a nickel coming back from that. 2 quarters and a nickel. So we end up with 50, 60, 72 bucks in profit. And again, we bounced around, right? And where did I burn money? I burned probably, I'm going to try. I think we burned 3 times 45, 3 times 15 in here in the field. 3 times, I think, maybe 4. We blew the field. Trying for the, you know, the extra little juice that comes out of that. That's 60 bucks off of this here. And a few times we did up here, right? We lost 22 bucks twice up here, trying to do some inside play on a dark day. Didn't work out for us. There's another 40 bucks. So again, this profit here should be 60 more from that, 40 more based on what we had up in here. And we lost a couple of parlays on when we got the aces on the come out, we lost those parlays. So we were up 100 bucks 2 different times. We were down a little bit. We worked ourselves back again. The don't pass can be a grind. You can do fun things like the marching soldier to make it fun. You can take some very light inside play, take a hit, bring it down for fun, right? This is not go home money. This is like, let's pick up a couple of little, you know, trinkets here as we're playing it out. It's fun. You can make your dark side play a little more interesting by doing some level of maybe a field here and there, some level of maybe a little tiny bit of inside play, that kind of thing. It's just, so it's again, you're not trying to build your house on that. You're trying to, you know, stay engaged and do your thing. So there it is. All right, that's that. Let's go back to the chat over here and take a look at where we are. Let's see. I'm looking through the chat here. I'm seeing some stuff here. I'm not sure what's going on with Mid-Atlantic and PJ talking about table minimum don't pass bets. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. You're talking math about the don't pass. So there it is. Let's see. All right. I think let's take a look for questions here. Sorry if I'm staring at my screen, but Q. And any PCs to worry about? Oh my goodness. Let's see. You're saying don't odds make sense till someone like Chef Dice rolls. That's true, right? That's very, very true. You know, and again, some people get into grooves, right? Chef Dice can get into a serious groove. When I played with him, I bet the don't for a minute. And then he knocked me off and I went straight light side on him and we made good. He also says, Dorsal, your statement of not losing a lot of DP bets, then why doesn't don't players just martingale? Ooh boy. The problem with the don't pass is this. And I think I asked Greg this in the show the other night, and I don't even have a good answer to this one, which is if you lose on the come out on the don't pass. That's where you get whacked. The don't pass gets whacked on the come out, not on the flats, right? Most of the time, how many times have you ever seen a fire bet get hit? The shooter makes 6 points, right? It almost never happens. That's why it pays like 500 to 1 or something like that. The don't pass almost never gets, if you were to martingale the don't, but you were guaranteed to get it out past the come out roll, you'd make money because there's no way you're going to lose more than 6 or 7 of those. It just never happens. It's the come out that crushes you on the don't pass. Today we got lucky. Today we actually dodged the come out by quite a bit. I think we got hit once on the come out today. Today was a strong don't day because of that alone. That's why you don't martingale on the don't, because the come out will crush you. And on the don't pass specifically, you can take 3, 4, 5 sevens in a row. You can go 7, 7, 11, 7, 11, 7. I've seen that. You've all seen it. That don't pass player is martingaling right there is at $1,000 before he even gets a point set, right? That's the reason why you never martingale a don't, because the come out is so freaking strong. You'll get destroyed on that thing for sure. PJ says you can tell a hybrid player by when they bet more than the minimum on the don't. Bad strategies are coming when you bet more than the minimum on the DP. I agree and disagree on that, right? A hybrid player is going to bet a lot on the don't so they can afford their place bets. That's what you're saying. And I agree with you. That happens. Jeff does that. Wager Me This plays that way. A lot of guys who are doing hybrid play, they predicate it on the fact that I'm going to bet this much on the don't so I can afford that much up in the box. Me, I tend to bet big on the don't, but I get big. Like I start, as you can see here, $25. I'll go to 30. I'll go to 35. I'll go to 40. If I'm doing a full press, I'm pressing the flat bet with profits because I want to get juice on the flats. I tend to get bigger on the don't pass through flat betting my wins and parlaying them once or twice, more so than playing the high don't to get a hybrid. The only difference is that is when I'm doing a horseman thing, I'm doing like a 4-unit don't and 1-unit come bets, just to kind of dip the toe in. But again, I use that as a springboard, not as the full play. But you're right. As a general sense, you see big don't bets, you know hybrid play is coming, and you're gonna be kissing your sister all day long. Most of the time, you're kissing your sister until the big roll happens. And I think hybrid players, I've said this before, hybrid players do that on purpose. They know I'm willing to tie. I'm okay with the flat bets sucking up my don't pass wins because I'm waiting for somebody to go off on a 35 roller, and then I'll make money on that one, knowingly making nothing until that happens, right? Your big problem, PJ, with the hybrid play is that you're making nothing all the way through. You're burning wins on the don't. True. The hybrid player doesn't care. The hybrid player is not a don't player. The hybrid player is using the don't as a way to kind of stay alive until the big thing happens. They're just using it purposefully tying. And I think if you go into it knowing that you're going to tie, and that's your mindset, that's fine. I think it's a fine way to play if that's your way to play. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to use it and you're hoping for one side or the other to win, now you're going to be grinding all day long, and that's a ridiculous way to play. But I think the way Jeff does it, the way a lot of folks do and Jacob especially, the way that they use the don't pass to survive, and then hit the home run makes sense to me if you're okay with it. You got to be mentally okay with saying, I'm going to tie. I'm not going to win a whole lot here. So, and I think Jeff plays that way. So, all right, there we go. Let's see. Midmo, the Backstreet Boys. Are you kidding me? Did anybody get it right? Did anybody in chat get the answer? I didn't even check. Let me take a look. I'll actually take a look. I'll search for it. Nope. Nobody typed in the answer to the question of where did I go last night. So I'll give you guys another minute or so to try and guess. The lyrics are on the screen. You can see the lyrics right there. So if you know kind of thing. If you know the lyrics to these songs, you'll know where I was last night. And I had a great time. By the way, I'll give you a quick trip report last night. I drove from Seattle to Ridgefield, Washington, which is just outside of Portland, with my daughter. My son, as you know, lives down in Oregon. He drove an hour up to this concert. My daughter and I drove down to the concert, and it was a good time. My daughter and I don't spend a ton of time together just because of school and schedule. So we got to spend 2.5 hours in the car down and back. Got to ask her every question dad wants to ask his daughter, and we talked politics, economics, healthcare, LGBT rights, abortion. We talked everything. We had this great deep, deep, deep conversation together, which we haven't had a conversation like that without like the news being on and it being, me getting pissed off at something. It was really, really great. We had it's the best time in the car together. So that was worth the whole thing. And Dice DGen, absolutely, you win the prize. The prize is nothing, but you win the prize. Thank you, sir. What a great show, by the way. And as you all should know me by now, right? Like I said, I'm old. I used to play in a thrash band way back in the day. That music is still part of my heart. It's part of the way I grew up. And I'll never not be into that kind of music for sure. Sometimes you got to go down and scream your balls off, right? And just get it out. And Slipknot is to me, the energy of that band is freaking ridiculous. So, fantastic, man. We were screaming like maniacs all night long, and it was great show. I've seen them probably 6-7 times now. Those guys bring it, man. They bring it hard. And in fact, what Corey Taylor said last night when he was introducing We Are Not Your Kind, and he said, one thing about people who like this kind of music is we are very, very different. And he said, we listen to music hard. Like, what a great statement. He's like, we listen hard to the music. And I think that separates somebody who likes, hardcore kind of music like that. And I think, I like to think I play craps the same way. I play it hard. I'm always like, I'm just like, I really think through it. And I like to just I like to stretch it a little bit. So that kind of music makes me stretch and it gives me the outlet I need. So anyway, that was fan-freaking-tastic. Good time with the kids. Good time in the car with Allie. I won't trade that. I won't trade that for the world. That was like one of the best 5 hours I've spent with my daughter in years. Just because it was good to kind of pick each other's brains. It was so much fun. So anyway, now I'm seeing all the Slipknots in there, right? All the Slipknots are everybody's guessing it, and y'all got it right, which is cool. So all right, let me go. Let me get out of here. I do have a day job, and I'm working on 2 hours of sleep. So my day job is going to suffer today. I'm sorry to my boss in advance. So, hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. Tomorrow we'll come back. I'll do some more Don't Play tomorrow. I'm going to actually work the Don't a little bit harder tomorrow. I want to explore a little bit more of the Andre. And I want to play, and hopefully I'll get my friend Greg to come watch us a little bit. And I'd like to look at the Andre leveling. So Greg plays the Andre with a 2-to-1 pass to don't pass. I'd like to try that with a table minimum spread. So like 30 and 25 at a $5 table. That makes the odds play on the don't pass a little bit more juicy, right? You don't got to play as much odds to make money. It does limit the effectiveness of the come out 7, but it does guarantee you a win. So let's go see how that works tomorrow. So, all right, there we go. And Sebastian, I will absolutely not sing. You can't sing to Slipknot, I guess. You can scream to Slipknot, and I will not do that. I did that all night last night. There's lots of video of me doing it. So anyway, yeah, Sebastian, it is hump day. It is hump day. Y'all have a great Wednesday. And I say this all the time, right? Love y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the passion you bring to the chat. Thanks for the passion you bring to the comments. My comments, I'm way behind on comments, answering people back, but I love it. I love Myopia and PJ challenging me every day. And a lot of love came for Greg, by the way. He should know this. A lot of love came into the video that I did with Greg. People saying, boy, I sure miss Greg. I wish he was here. Thanks for coming out and talking to us. And there's a lot of love out there for that guy. Greg needs to know that. So I'll pass it all along. When I see Greg and talk to Greg, I will make sure he sees all those notes and we'll pass that along to him because Greg is aces in my book. Greg is the ace. So, all right, folks, have a great Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow. And again, I may practice tonight. If I do practice tonight, I will go live with it. I always do. We'll see how my day works out, but I'd like to hopefully get this meeting done with the crew on the Craps for the Cure. So anyway, that's it. Have a great Wednesday. I'll see y'all tomorrow. God bless everybody. Bye.